Welcome back. It's been a bit of a while. We are finally back in the shop. Had a bit of a vacation, got a little sick, and now we're back. We're getting a bit of bad weather here. Like it's not good. But throughout all that, we have got a lot of new bikes in, and right here behind me is the all new Fuel EX7. So this here is the brand new model, still being built, as you can see. It is the all new frame design. They have changed it quite drastically from the previous year and pretty much any Fuel EX design they've had before, with lots of new mount points or joint points all throughout the frameway. As well, this year they have added into the frame, the aluminum models now all have that internal storage. So you actually get a little storage bag in there and you're able to store things. It's a nice little door, color matched, so looks really good. Feels nice and secure, easy to use. Frame wise, it looks shockingly, obviously the same as the Fuel EXE, but a lot thinner. It's a lot more tapered down in the edges compared to the previous years, and that I was not expecting. I thought maybe they would post this one as pretty much identical to the Fuel EXE sizing. Maybe in the carbon models we'll see that thickness come back. I thought maybe they'd hide the Fuel EXE into this frame, but they really have put it as just a regular bike. Other frame changes this year is obviously they've gone to the 34.9mm seat post. So it's going to get you more durable seat posts. It's going to last longer, be a little stiffer. It won't wiggle around as much as those entry-level ones did. The whole new frame design is completely different, obviously. You got this new upper triangle. You got another little triangle down here. You got the main two triangles. There's a lot of triangles going on. It looks good though. It actually looks sharp. It reminds me of Evil bikes, I think it is. Their bikes look pretty similar to this. Maybe it's YT, where they have that little Y space in the back. Okay, so a few benefits of this new frame design. Pushing the suspension into correct position and pulling the seat post back actually allows you to then have a deeper seat post insertion, therefore getting a longer dropper post. So although this is being built, the idea is now you'll be able to have a lot more dropper out and a lot more seat post in. This also helps with sizing. We see a lot of people have trouble with dropper post sizings. They technically fit the bike, but then the dropper post doesn't go far enough to get them a good stand over a foot high. It kind of is a little annoying. Trying out a new rig and the focusing isn't as... So yeah, that has always been a bit of an issue with dropper posts, is the ability to do that. With this new one, you're able to really get a thick, controllable dropper post built into the bike, and it's gonna be able to go lower. You're gonna get a longer seat post height coming out. Overall, it's just a big benefit, on top of the fact that now the drop post is thicker and more stable, gonna last longer, and overall be a better bike component, really. Let's get into nitty-gritty of the details and the specs of this bike. This is the Fuel EX7. Color looks fantastic. Drivetrain wise, we come down and we have the Derailleur XT derailleur, so that's really cool. If this thing would ever fucking focus. Do not even understand what's going on. At the back, we've got the Derailleur XT derailleur, so that's a nice, snappy, lightweight derailleur. As you come through it all, you've got the Derailleur chain cassette, and you go to an SLX crank, as well as the SLS shifting head. So this is going to shift well. Obviously, they always say 90% of the shifting is in the controller unit, as opposed to the derailleur, but you will save some weight going to the XT, and it's a cheap upgrade to upgrade that compared to that. So it is a kind of nice combination, and it's not like it's bad shifting in any which way. Changing up a lot in the brakes for the first time in a very long time, not that I even remember. They've actually got a TRP brake, so these are the Slate Evo brakes. They are a 4-piston brake. So yeah, you will get a lot of stopping power through that continuous 4-piston power. TRP is a good name, it's good quality. Looks clean too. It reminds me of the SRAM stuff. The feel and upper half looks like the Shimano stuff, especially in the shape of it. Lots of adjustment to it, which is pretty impressive for a Fuel EX7 level bike. But again, these bikes are going up and up in price every year, so they are bound to get better and better. Suspension wise, you have the RockShox Gold 35. So this one is a very adequate, it's definitely not an overkill fork. Again, there's a lot of interesting points about this fork. It's not the lightest one on the market, but it's not heavy. It's not the most efficient, but it's definitely not bad. It's like the highest end no-name fork you can get, essentially. It has all the features you want. It is air. It works well. Just for some reason, it doesn't hold the high-end name as a Fox, 38 or something along those lines. In the rear, they've got the Fox Float, the Evo extra volume setup, so this one will work really well. It's got the DPS on it. Everything about this is going to be a nice performance shock. With that new frame design, everything, it should work a little bit better. Obviously, both these, compared to the previous years, are now bigger and more travel, so you are actually getting a bigger, more powerful bike in the downhill terrain. The whole geometry's changed, and it will work better for downhill. You can just see how slack that is, how long that reach is. Everything about it is designed for a more enduro-like. And now the Top Fuel, which is more downcountry, is probably more where the Fuel EXs were 5 years ago. And these are more like a 29er Remedy. Speaking of Remedies, they are gone, no longer existing. What you can do though is this is compatible with the 27.5-inch rear wheel. You can mullet it, and using their flip chip technology where you flip the suspension and you flip this, it will correct the geometry so it will ride really well and actually tighten up that back end like a proper true mullet. You just can't buy it from the factory stock like that. Not a big deal. It is kind of cool that you can do that, especially with the 2 points of adjustment now. It'll really make a big difference. Obviously, the whole frame is aluminum. Wheels come with the Line Comp 30 aluminum rims. They work well. They're going to perform well. Nothing too crazy about them. Good amount of engagement points to them. XR5 team issue tires, so once again going beefier and heavier. Really, it's heavier this year. You're not getting that much beefier. This runs the same tread pattern as like the XR4s. Just essentially the casing is going to be more durable, so it's going to be less prone to flats on more aggressive terrain. And that's on both front and the rear. You do not get a different one. It's not like the Minions where they change the pattern or anything. You've got a nice universal pattern. And I don't know how much that actually makes a big difference for anybody. Overall, this bike looks really good. Actually, I do like the frame change. I do like the design. Performance-wise, I'm excited to get out one on the trail. We just need more of them to come in. I tried placing an order, but Trek said they didn't have enough of them, so I wasn't allowed one. I just have to wait my turn like everyone else, except for the pro reviewers who get, the 9.9s, but not many people buy those 9.9s. This is the bike I'd like to ride. This, the Fuel X8, and then the entry-level Fuel X 9.7 looks really well spec'd this year. Everything looks super good on it. Part spec, honestly, is pretty overkill, and all you're missing out of the 9.7 is the carbon wheels and carbon bars. It's those little effects which, again, most people just, it doesn't matter to, Bike looks really, really good. Welding is clean. Yeah, if you're interested in this bike, I think it would be a great all-rounder. It's still a true Fuel EX. It's designed to climb, but if you are entering some more cross-country races, it might not be the bike for you now. I'd lean towards the Top Fuel. If you are looking towards just trail riding, pretty much everyone knows that the Fuel EX is a go-to trail bike. It's going to really slay, and everything's designed around it. Again, huge top under tube protection there, so that's going to perform really well, and actually is potentially the longest one I've ever seen. Like, this is crazy. Goes all the way from the very top, so instead of doing a little piece, they just continue it all the way down, all the way under, so you're getting a huge amount of paint protection there. Kind of like the bed liner though. Once you've got it on, now you don't have any paint to be protected because it's hidden, so what does it matter? Hopefully this helped you out. this new format of video, of just looking more at the bike and talking about it. We'll get more rides in once we get more product, but this is definitely a first look and sneak peek at the Fuelie X7. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully this focus is faster, because so far it's been a terrible focusing lens. Don't know why. Seems to work, looks good. It's a 16mm 2.8, anyone's interested, but it's just very slow at focusing. I don't even know if I'm in focus right now. Guess we'll find out when we edit. Otherwise, I hope I'm in focus. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna make a bunch more videos right away.